But generally, I can see that it's very obvious for girls.
Yeah.
They will among their best buddies, friends. They'll digress to talk about Beats shopping, latest.
It means beads like to make jewelry, FYI. Not what you're thinking. Hey, what's up? It's Sonia Chu. Welcome to yet another episode of Men Explain. Honestly, I'm having so much fun with this series. I cannot also believe that today will mark the very first time I'm doing a podcast with my partner in life.
Hi everyone, my name's Jeremy and I'm the lucky guy to be Sonia's partner.
It's all about communication today. So I'd say, communication, it spans across a very broad, very wide perspective as well, because it can be text messages, it can be the way we speak,
Yep.
it can be the way we interact. and
Facial
stuff.
expressions.
Yeah, facial expressions, text messages.
Touch.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Specifically, I think for me, the text messages part, but we'll get into that later on. Our producer has given us a set of true or false answers to respond to. Okay?
All right.
So this is just to get the ball rolling so that
Okay.
we can get
Ready?
deeper into it later on. So I'm going to read out the questions
Okay.
and then you're going to say true or false. I'm going to say true or false.
Okay.
Okay? Be very careful with your answers. Okay.
True.
Okay. What? I mean, ask the question. Okay. The first question is, women tend to be more emotional than men.
True.
True? You think so?
Yeah, true.
Okay, to some extent, I think true as well. Okay, next question is, men talk for the purpose of relaying information, which is very report style,
Yep.
whereas women sometimes talk to form a connection, which is rapport style.
Very true.
True, right? I
Yeah,
think so too.
Super true.
I think so too.
So when I want to communicate something, I get straight to the point.
Yeah.
And I think when you tell me a story, sometimes it just digresses into one story to the next.
So I lose the plot, is it?
You lose the plot all the time.
I lose the plot.
I gotta get you back.
No,
Yes.
I lose the plot all the time in a
See, you're
conversation.
losing the plot right now.
Okay, so you say true.
True.
Okay, I think it's true as well. In times of arguments, men can become uncommunicative so they can work out solutions on their own. Whereas women prefer to talk it out and they want to work their solutions out with not just you but other people as well. I think specifically for me that's very true. I tend to confide in my best friends and people that I hold very close to my social circle, and I keep talking it out over and over and over again just to get through. And every time we argue, I'm not sure if you feel this, but I'm like, fix it now, solve it with me now, talk to me, and you're just stop talking to me, right?
Yeah, I think that's true too. I do consult some of my guy friends from time to time, but not often.
I know.
Because I feel like maybe as the guy, you are so-called meant to deal with it
Oh, okay.
and not really seek help. It could be a sign of weakness.
Right. We're going to move on to the report and rapport style.
Okay.
Because we were saying earlier on, and you agree, that the way that men communicate, you're like a reporter, right? You're just
Yep.
yeah, yes, no, maybe to the
Da-da-da,
point.
da-da-da,
Yeah.
da.
Ask you,
Yeah.
so why? Why is it that, we're not the same when it comes to this mode of communication?
If you think I am quite short and sharp,
Cut. Yeah. Sometimes I think he's very...
I have friends who are even less wordy than me.
Are they the type that will write the letter K full stop?
Yes.
I hate that, by the way. That pisses the hell out of me.
But you see, that's the thing. Sometimes the K may be K versus
No.
the way you read
what
it.
I think is
K.
K. Yeah, that's
right?
what I think.
Yeah, you're K.
So you think it's okay. Okay.
So sometimes I add this behind.
Oh, but that's a bit abrasive sometimes too, I feel.
Okay.
No, but I don't see
Do I have to add a
that.
smiley face?
Sometimes when people just put this, I'm like, wow, I did not even
How about
deserve
this?
a
I use
word.
this a lot also.
You use the thumbs up a lot. Yeah.
Sometimes two.
Yeah, I know that's the end of the conversation when you put just answer with emojis. I know you're busy or something. Has there been a time where we had, let's say a small tiff that sort of escalated to a really big argument that you can remember off the top of your head? It can be anything something small that happened
Something
at
small.
home that sparked it up. And how did we resolve it, if you remember?
We don't really argue that much.
We don't. We actually don't. Yeah.
But I do remember one time
Oh no.
we were talking about something and then you were like, you're angry, is it? And then I'm like, no, I'm not angry. Then she's like, no, I think you're angry. And I'm like, I'm not angry, man. And the more she says I'm angry,
He gets angry.
the more angry I get. I'm like, I'm not angry. Why do you say I'm angry?
So if I remember correctly, that argument did not end well in the initial phase. It ended with someone leaving the situation
Yeah.
and closing
Cool
the door
down, yeah.
to cool down. I think it was you.
Yes.
You probably left to cool down while I was just simmering in it. I was just like, probably lifted up my phone and texted my friends like, you won't believe what just happened. How did we resolve it in the end? Did we just step out and decide like,
So-
we cooled down already, let's talk about it. It
Yeah.
was nothing.
So obviously, in a in a situation like that, when things escalate or irrelevant stuff get brought into the argument, we recognize that after cooling down. I
Yeah.
think having some headspace helps.
Yeah.
And then coming back when we are cooled down to actually talk about it.
Apologize
So
and, yeah.
so having time out, I feel, is important.
True.
But having time in is also equally important to then kind of walk through what actually is the issue and then talk calmly about it.